The mysterious disappearance of Nancy Guthrie has taken a troubling turn, as a veteran detective now believes her suspected kidnappers may have made a critical and ultimately fatal mistake. A theory rooted in health and timing. According to investigator Brian Martin, the presumed abductors likely underestimated the fragile health of the 84-year-old woman. Guthrie, who suffers from multiple medical conditions and relies on daily medication, may have experienced a medical emergency while being held captive. Martin suggests the kidnappers may have planned a short-term ransom scheme, expecting to hold her briefly and then release her after receiving payment. But that plan may have unraveled quickly if Guthrie's health deteriorated under the stress of the abduction. The fatal mistake. The detective's central claim is that the suspects failed to account for Guthrie's medical needs, what he describes as a fatal miscalculation. Without access to essential medication for heart issues and other conditions, even a short period in captivity could have been life-threatening. Authorities had previously warned that Guthrie's survival depended on receiving her medication within a narrow window after her disappearance. Investigators now fear that the stress of the ordeal, combined with missed medication, may have triggered a fatal health event before any ransom exchange could take place. A case that shifted course. If the theory is correct, Guthrie's death may have drastically altered the kidnappers' plans. Instead of negotiating for ransom, they may have abandoned the effort entirely once she was no longer of value, according to experts. This could explain the confusing and inconsistent ransom notes that surfaced later, some claiming she was alive, others suggesting she had died, many of which authorities now suspect could be scams or unrelated attempts to exploit the case. Investigations still ongoing. Guthrie disappeared from her Arizona home in late January 2026, with evidence such as blood at the scene and surveillance footage of a masked individual pointing to a violent abduction. Despite weeks of investigation, no arrests have been made, and her body has not been recovered. Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, continue to pursue leads while urging the public to come forward with credible information. A haunting possibility. While the detective's theory has not been officially confirmed, it highlights a grim possibility that the crime may have spiraled beyond the kidnappers' control almost immediately. If true, the case of Nancy Guthrie may not only be one of abduction, but also one shaped by a tragic misjudgment that turned a planned ransom into a fatal outcome.